Most people think $1 million means freedom. No stress, no worries, endless vacations, golf courses, ocean views, sleeping in while your money works for you. But in retirement, that same $1 million might buy you less security than you think. Because retirement doesn't work like a fantasy, it works like math. And math doesn't care how rich 1 million sounds. For decades, $1 million was the finish line. It was the magic number, the symbol that you had made it. If someone said they had $1 million, people pictured wealth, status, comfort. But today, $1 million in retirement can disappear, slowly, quietly, and predictably. Not because you're reckless, because life is expensive, because inflation keeps moving the goalpost, because healthcare costs rise faster than almost everything else, because living longer means needing more money than past generations ever imagined, and because most people underestimate how much ordinary life costs when there's no paycheck coming in. Let's break the illusion. Imagine you retire at 65 with exactly $1 million invested. Sounds incredible. Now ask the real question. How much can you safely spend each year without running out? Many financial planners use something called the 4% rule. That means in year one, you withdraw 4% of your portfolio, then adjust for inflation each year after. 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year. That's about $3,300 per month before taxes. Pause there. Does that sound like luxury? For some people, in some places, it may feel manageable. But for many retirees, especially in higher-cost cities, it can feel tight. Housing, utilities, food, transportation, insurance, medical bills, property taxes, helping family, unexpected repairs, travel if you still want to enjoy life. And remember, that $40,000 is not extra spending money. That's supposed to fund your entire life. Now take taxes into account. Depending on where you live and how your money is structured, you may owe federal taxes, state taxes, or taxes on withdrawals, so your spendable income may be lower. Suddenly, $1 million starts looking less like wealth and more like a carefully managed paycheck. Now let's talk inflation. Inflation is the silent thief of retirement. Even modest inflation slowly erodes purchasing power. What costs $40,000 today may cost $50,000 later, then $60,000, then more, which means if your portfolio doesn't grow to keep pace, your lifestyle shrinks. Same money, less life. And retirement is often long, very long. Many people will spend 20 to 30 years retired, some even longer. That means your $1 million isn't funding a short vacation. It may need to fund 30 decades. Think about that. 30 years of groceries, 30 years of housing costs, 30 years of utility bills, 30 years of replacing cars, fixing roofs, buying prescriptions, paying insurance, 30 years of life happening. Now let's talk healthcare. This is where many retirement plans get punched in the face. People often budget for groceries better than they budget for aging. Healthcare in later life can become one of the largest expenses you face. Premiums, deductibles, dental care, vision care, medications, long-term care, home assistance, special treatments, mobility support. Even with insurance, out-of-pocket costs can stack up fast. One medical event can damage years of careful planning. And unlike younger years, you can't always work extra to refill the gap. Now, imagine markets fall early in retirement. This is another hidden danger. If you retire and then face a market downturn in the first few years while withdrawing money, the damage can be severe. Why? Because you're selling investments while they're down. Your portfolio has less chance to recover. This is called sequence of returns risk, and it can turn a strong-looking nest egg into a fragile one. Same 1 million, different timing, different outcome. Now let's compare expectations versus reality. Expectation, 1 million means luxury travel every year,
dining out often, spoiling grandkids, buying what you want, never worrying again. Reality, 1 million often means budgeting wisely, watching withdrawals, managing risk, adjusting spending, and hoping large expenses don't arrive too early. That doesn't mean retirement with 1 million is bad. Far from it. For many households, $1 million is a powerful foundation. It can create stability, flexibility, dignity, options. But the fantasy version, that 1 million equals endless abundance no matter how you live, that fantasy is outdated. What 1 million buys depends on 5 things. Number 1, where you live. A million stretches very differently in rural towns than in expensive coastal cities. Housing alone can determine whether retirement feels comfortable or stressful. Number 2, your spending habits. 2 retirees with the same money can live opposite realities. One spends carelessly, one spends intentionally. Same portfolio, different future. Number 3, health. Good health saves money and increases freedom. Poor health can create expenses no spreadsheet predicted. Number 4, income sources. If you also receive pensions, rental income, part-time income, or Social Security, 1 million becomes far more powerful. If it's your only source, pressure increases. And number 5, mindset. Some people need luxury to feel secure. Others need peace. The second group often wins, because retirement is not only about having money, it's about needing less. Now here's the uncomfortable truth nobody says enough. The biggest retirement risk is not always having too little money, it's believing you have more than you do. That belief creates overspending, overconfidence, poor timing, ignoring inflation, ignoring health care, ignoring reality. And reality always collects. So what should people aim for instead of chasing a magical number? Clarity. Know your monthly needs. Know your essential expenses. Know what lifestyle actually makes you happy. Know the difference between status spending and meaningful spending. Know what income sources you'll have. Know what risks exist. Because a person with 700,000 and a smart plan may retire better than someone with 2 million and no discipline. Money matters, but behavior multiplies or destroys money. If you're younger and watching this, don't panic. Use this as motivation. Start earlier, invest consistently, increase skills and income, reduce unnecessary debt, protect health, learn to live below your means before retirement forces you to. And most importantly, stop anchoring your future to one outdated number. 1 million used to sound like the summit. Today, it may just be base camp. If you're nearing retirement, run real numbers, not emotional numbers, not bragging numbers, real numbers. What do you spend monthly? What happens if inflation rises? What if markets fall? What if one partner needs care? What if you live to 95? What if you need joy, not just survival? Those questions matter more than saying, I have 1 million saved. Because retirement success is not measured by account size. It's measured by sustainability, peace of mind, freedom from panic, the ability to sleep at night, the ability to enjoy ordinary days without financial fear. That's wealth. And sometimes people chase a giant number while ignoring the habits that create real security. So what does $1 million really buy you in retirement? Less fantasy than people think. Less luxury than headlines suggest, less certainty than you'd hope. But if managed wisely, it can still buy something priceless: choice. And choice is one of the most valuable assets money can purchase. The choice to slow down, the choice to spend time with family, the choice to protect your energy, the choice to wake up without needing permission from a boss. That's real wealth, not flashy wealth, functional wealth. And if you understand that, you stop asking whether 1 million sounds big and start asking whether your life is designed intelligently enough for any number to be enough. Because in the end, retirement is not about dying with the highest balance. It's about living well with what you have. And for many people, that lesson is worth more than $1 million.